What's going on, guys? My name is Danny,
And I'm Aly.
and today we're going to talk about work-life balance as a content creator.
Okay, so I guess the big question is, do you think there is balance? I guess let's say, is there balance with us?
I think we try our best. I think, you know, in our perspective, there wasn't much work-life balance in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to get better, but I think there's always something inside every content creator that there's still work to be done. There's still another post to be made, and it's very hard to turn that off.
Yeah. I think that right now I feel like we're not working hard enough in the
Mhm.
content creation. We're getting a little bit complacent isn't the word to use because we're not comfortable. It's just my headspace with creating content ideas. I'm running dry right now and I need a spark to come back.
I think those dry spells come, right? They come and go. We've dealt with them in the past. Like I don't think we focus too much on those because again, within a week you got that spark again. You're like, "Oh, this is interesting. Let's make posts about this." And
Mm-hmm.
but I think the focus on the topic, I think it was very hard for us in the beginning, right? Again, this was something we did on the side and it was enjoying. It was something we both enjoyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were working full-time jobs. We then, started to do streaming on the side, or I did, right? And then we started to do TikToks. And then once we found that this, posting TikToks helped people come into my stream because the TikToks were doing well, all we did was focus on that. And in the beginning, it was fun,
Yeah,
right?
there was no balance. We were giving up a lot of things, but there was a reward to giving up those things.
Exactly. So I think, yes, it was a struggle to start, but I think the real struggle started to happen when we decided to go full time. So fast forward, we were working and doing full time content creation pretty much 4 years straight, not seeing any of our friends, not going out, not doing anything. We were sacrificing all of those things in our lives for a goal that we wanted to accomplish together. And we were like, this could be it for us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like me and Aly were both happy with what we were doing, but we wanted more, right? And we wanted to be our own bosses. We wanted to, have a journey together, and this was it, right? So we wanted to, take a risk, and we sacrificed a lot. And at that time, there was no work life balance. It was literally work, 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 work. But I think that's okay.
And then our relationship with that whole balance, us hanging out was making content together and having these work discussions. And we didn't really go on dates or do little special things. Like us hanging out was working.
But did that like bother you?
Um, no, because I was happy. We were having fun. It I think it brought us closer together. We were because we wanted to both go up. We both had the same goal. We weren't butting heads about how we were spending our time because that's how we both wanted to spend our time that way and we both had an end goal. I think it would have been different had, you know, I wanted to do something else with my life and you wanted to do something else with your life and we were dragging each other in opposite directions, but we were both trying to go in the same direction and up.
Do you think you would have had as like easy of a decision to like do what we're doing and be happy with what we were doing if you weren't seeing the results? Because we kind of started posting on TikTok and we almost like we took off on TikTok, for the creators that are out there that were, are posting and they're getting 10, 30, 40 likes, in the beginning, right? For us, we were super fortunate. Aly posted one video, our first video of her supporting me and being a content creator and her being in our mod station, the whole deal. And we woke up, it had like 1 million views and 10,000 followers. So now we had that lump sum of followers in the beginning. I'm just trying to put yourselves in other people's shoes, right? Do you think if we were together, we started posting on TikTok, we're like right now, we know that TikTok views equals people coming to your stream. Do you think you would have been just as happy doing those things without the results?
Well, you were streaming for 3 years without any results, and I was supportive of that. So yeah, I would have been happy. Anything that I could do to help you succeed. At this point, it was you succeeding. I didn't care about myself. It was just helping you. Whether or not we saw results, I was always going to do what I thought could possibly help you, and I was never going to give up. And I guess that's the difference.
Yeah. But again, when we were doing these things, it was fun, right? I think
Hmm.
it was a challenge for both of us, figuring out posts that were more engaging for people, how to get the most out of, you know, those comments, the likes, the posts that kind of got under people's skins and got results, even though
I think I think the way you're trying to ask me what would have essentially you want to know what would have stopped me from trying to continue this
I,
if I
that's
didn't
not
see
where I was really
results.
going, and I know your answer already, and I'm sure everyone who knows you at all knows your answer already.
No. What do you think my answer is going to be?
That you would support me no matter what.
No.
Whoa.
That's not what I was going to say.
Okay,
I
but
think the
you
thing
wouldn't.
I would, but
Okay.
unless
Okay.
you were not treating me with respect and neglecting our relationship. If I felt that you were neglectful towards me and didn't appreciate me, then I would not want to continue to do these things cuz I'm getting I'm putting more into our relation. If I was putting more into our relationship than I was
Yeah.
getting out from you, like if you
Well,
weren't saying thank you or I love you or letting me know that you loved me and appreciated me, then I think that would have been a different story. But that's not you. And I
no,
did
it's a
always
two-way
feel
street.
loved.
I do think our relationship's just a little different. I think it's because maybe your interests are a little different than like
I mean, they are now. They weren't.
I feel like even back then they were. I feel like you were perfectly content. I mean, not every girl likes just chilling and watching TV shows and watching these like some want the elaborate date and the whole craziness and the crazy gifts and the stuff, and you're just not like that. You were very simple, down to earth, and it made our work life balance a lot easier because you were happy with part of work being our life balance. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
again, we were doing it together. It was a challenge for us, and I think once we had that goal in mind, and especially like when we hit the TikTok, and we had that like 3 month um, span where we went up like 400,000 followers. It was just a constant challenge to put out the best content the next day. And at those points, we were posting 5 times a day, give or take.
Yeah. Now we only post once.
Now we post once, give or take. Yeah, because we try to let that post run a little bit, um, and let it get views and engagement before we mess up the algorithm and post again for that to stop pushing the one beforehand. But
Yeah. I mean, we've changed up a lot of things that we do. We're trying to learn as we go along. And I still don't know what's right or what works best for us. But I do know that I want to keep trying to make sure that the biggest priority is that we are happy.
100%. But with that being said, do you think the work life balance, we took a little bit advantage of it when we moved to Florida?
Yes.
I think so as well. I'm happy you said that because it's one of those things that, everyone always wishes they want to be their own boss and their own, be on their own schedule and say, "Oh, I'm tired. Let me sleep in today because I can," right?
Yeah.
But I think discipline is a huge aspect that a lot of people forget about, right? Especially when it's like, okay, we're doing good. I feel like we're like complacent. Again, I don't know another word to
Yeah.
use, but it was, it's like, oh, I could take a break. I could take a break. And the next thing you know, things just start to unfold right in front of you. It's like, I should have came in here with just as much energy and as when we started because now we're actually doing it. And I think it only took us a little bit to realize like, hey, like let's get after it.
Uh-huh.
But I still think we need to get a schedule. I think I just don't have the discipline to
Well,
just go to sleep at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, and I just don't have it.
it's also there's a fact I want to express that like we only talk to each other
Mhm.
about this work, this life, and we have no one else pointing us in a certain direction. And it's just kind of for us to figure it out. And we think so similar that there's almost no pushback within each other. Like we need someone to come in and stir the pot and someone that
Be
we
like,
can
hey,
trust
yeah.
and let us know what we're doing. I don't know. Like no one's telling us that we're doing anything wrong.
Yeah. No, I think I have someone in mind that will probably keep us honest.
Yeah. But
And we all know who that person is. Well, at least I do.
me too.
But I think, for us, it's difficult sometimes. I feel like at different stages of people's content creation career, including ours, that work-life balance just starts to morph.
I
Right.
constantly feel like I'm failing and not doing enough. And I know I'm not doing enough, but I also don't know how I want to be using my time and doing more.
But what is enough, right? Like
Yeah.
we're making our own scales here, right? There's no like set ways
We're
of
not
being a
growing
content
the way that
creator.
I
There's
thought
no
we would be growing.
there's no like as a full-time content creator, you have to post 14 times a day and all these things.
Yeah.
No, there's no like template that you can go off. So like what is not enough?
The
right?
template, I guess, for me is feeling comfortable with money. I mean,
Yeah.
I think more so I want a steady paycheck coming in, and that's just not how content creation works.
Well,
But I want to know where my next stuff is coming. Like,
yeah, no, I get it. And I wouldn't say that's not how it works because we both know that there's some partnerships that do work that way.
yeah,
Right?
but
So I don't want people to think that that's not possible.
it is possible. We are doing it with one brand, but what I'm saying is TikTok is our main source of revenue,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
we
brand
never
deals and
know
stuff,
when
yeah.
the next thing is coming. And I just hate that. Like, I think I would honestly prefer working twice as hard in my 9 to 5 job again and go back to this because I just had to get it done. I didn't have a choice.
I agree, but it comes to a point where you're burning a candle in it on two ends, right? When you do that, right? The whole reason we decided to go full time, yes, of course, I can pick up an IT job and do that on the side from 9 to 5 and stream after. I know I can. It's not strenuous. It's not too difficult. It's possible, right?
Because we did it before.
Because we did it. I know we've done it for 3-4 years. Like it's possible we could do it. But my point of view is you're putting so much energy those 9 to 5 elsewhere. Imagine what you can accomplish if you're, I think instead of like,
What do you want our schedule to look like? Like, what is your ideal?
I think I don't want to switch the subject. I want you to focus on like you would feel more comfortable, right? You feel like the time that you're putting in is the value is just not there, right? And you feel like you want to do something else to get consistent income. But my thought process is now like from 9 to 5, like obviously we're recording a podcast midday. We do things like this that we have to meet a certain schedule. Fine. But how about you start to do like maybe be proactive in those 9 to 5
Yeah.
hours and you put a 3-hour window where you, you start finding ways of pitching companies. You start, networking on LinkedIn. You start, you could do these different things.
I could.
And I think you would feel better at the end of the day that
Knowing that I'm trying.
you're moving us forward, right? Instead of like hoping that something's going to happen, you could put that shit in drive and you start moving in the direction you want to go, right? And again, this is me just throwing ideas. We're just spitballing here,
Well,
right?
I think also this is kind of backtracking a little bit, but the balance and work life, taking advantage of it. Like this podcast is going up late because yesterday I got sun poisoning and didn't want to record a podcast. If it was my other job, I would just suck it up and go to work.
Yeah, but we have that luxury, right? And there's a time when we need to say, okay, we should use that luxury.
Yeah.
And yesterday, looking at your face, swollen eyes, you were pissed at the world.
But I would have gone to work. I would.
I know you would, but I didn't want to put you through that. So I was like, okay, let me take a day, let me get situated for myself. And again, once we get our schedule situated, I really think that work-life balance becomes less of an issue, right? But right now, being that we're kind of taking advantage of it a little bit, um, that becomes an issue, right? But like I mentioned before, I do think creators at different stages of their content creation career, that it starts to morph this work life balance, because in the beginning it didn't matter if like our friends hit us up, hey, let's go out, or anything like that. It just didn't matter because we were so committed to the grind, creating posts, streaming. It didn't feel like work, right? It was fun, right? So there was for us, we were working full time, and then you would say it would be work, but it was work fun, right? Work fun, work fun. And then I feel like at some point we were just, again, burning the candle at both ends sticks. We were just stressed, tired. We were literally working 2 full-time jobs. And that's when the work-life balance starts to come out. It's like, hey, let's go like on a date. Let's do something, like not content. But then when we're out there, it's like, hey, we should maybe post about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it gets to like, we started to do well financially with TikToks and things of that sort. And then we moved. That was a 3-4 year process. We decided to move to Florida from New Jersey. We're here, right?
I thought when we moved, we were going to take off.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of content to be made, a lot of, the new setup content, streaming. I was doing double streams, or doing one in the morning, one at night.
And that didn't work out. We didn't like that.
We didn't like that. I think it was interesting. I was still like, the stream was doing well.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, it just took a lot away from us. We wanted to have, because again, we need that downtime, but we still haven't found a time to do that downtime.
We need to figure out the best way to spend our time to make this work. An ideal schedule for me actually would be us. We wake up, we have the luxury of working out, and then we go do a hour and a half stream or something so that we can make more extra content for YouTube, and also hit the people in the UK because we're Eastern time zone. And then we get off, make TikToks, and then edit those TikToks, throw in a podcast. We have about an hour and a half rest, and then we go and do another 6 to 7 hour stream, and then done by like maybe 1 a.m. in bed, eyes closed, do it all again.
But do you understand that's an hour and a half break every day? Where a normal job is 9 to 5, and then the rest of the day is free.
Okay,
right?
but
No, I'm just saying, right? So now that work-life balance we're talking about, your ideal schedule is 2.5 hour break every day.
Okay, but maybe if I feel like I'm
saying
putting
it's
in
an issue.
No.
That's just a life we chose and we enjoy, right? Like, I love doing that. I'm not saying the schedule is wrong.
No,
But what I'm saying is that there's a lot that people don't like. When you want to grind and you want to put the work in, everything just gets easier because it's not work anymore. You want to do it. But then there's certain aspects of this job that you're like, fuck, I have to make this ad for this company. Yes, it pays, but like their criterias are crap or whatever it may be. Like it's no longer fun. It's a job. But like if it's like, hey, let's show them like this, and I was really passionate about like my overlay or something like that because I love that stuff, it's not work anymore. So those things still count as fun, work-life balance. That's our life.
Yeah, but
We
maybe
like that.
those breaks would actually feel like breaks if we're clear about the time that we're spending doing work. Because right now, all of our life and work is mixed together, and we don't essentially have a break. Like when we're sitting on the couch relaxing, it's relaxing. It's always like, okay, we're going to do this, that tomorrow. Hey, we respond to this email. Hey, do you have this idea? Maybe we can once turn that off if we're strict with our schedule and actually stick to it and feel accomplished during the day. Because right now, I don't feel accomplished. I don't feel like I'm doing anything worth earning this job and deserving it.
I get it. I think that's a little silly because you do so much, but bringing it full circle to what we were saying, that as part of your content or as your content career progresses, that work life starts to mesh and morph,
Yeah.
right? So finding that balance when you're a big creator is just so much easier, right?
Well, because you have people doing that for you.
Exactly. So like there is a certain point where you feel comfortable with the people that are in your inner circle, that you feel comfortable. You find an editor that loves your content anywhere, that's in your stream anyway, right? That makes it very easy for you to communicate and deal with because he was there the night before and watching your stream because he
Yeah.
likes you, right? Um, like, you know, having people, your moderators that are so on top of like funny moments, clipping, funny moments, marking, funny moments, boom. And then it just makes the editor's job so much easier,
I
right?
mean, listen, if we had the money to pay people, I would totally do that.
Well,
I would
that's the
want to bring
thing.
on people that I trust.
So it's like this full grind of becoming to a spot where you feel comfortable enough just doing the content part and then trusting the image that they know, like keeping that same vibe and them doing the editing or different
Yeah.
people doing editing, right? And then that opens up so much free time because that's the difficult part of all of this is the editing. It's the networking. It's the, you know, finding management that believes in you and
The
editors and
key is to surround yourself with people that believe in you, and that will go very far.
yeah. I feel like if you put yourself you know, your army, right? And all those people believe in your goal just as much as you do and you know, and they want to see you succeed, you know,
You're unstoppable at that point,
exactly.
honestly.
And then, so, you know, I truly believe we have people like that. I
Yeah.
do. I just think slowly but surely we're going to be adding more people to the army,
I know
right?
we have what it takes to take what we have far. It's just how we do it. It's an execution problem that we need to learn and figure out.
Yeah.
And for some people, it might come like this, but for us, we're still learning as we go along. We're not claiming to know it all. We're not claiming to know any, tips and tricks. Everyone's situation is different, and you need to find what works best for you. And right now, we have not found it, and we're
Yeah.
still learning.
Yeah. And that's crazy because we've been almost here for a year now.
And we thought we would have it figured out
Yeah.
instantly.
Like, I don't know anyone that's been a part of the content for the year since we've been in Florida, how many times I've said we need to find a schedule, we need to do this, we need to do this, and we try, and then just that one didn't work. We try that one, and that one didn't really work, or it died off, or we started, and then like 2 weeks later we had a trip that we had to take, and you know, and then we came back, and then it was like, oh, we'll take a day off because we have jet lag, or you know,
Yeah, or
I
little
feel,
things like I get sick a lot.
yeah.
It's just I have a shit
Aly
immune
leaves the
system,
house guaranteed sick in 3 days.
and that really throws me off. And because I have the luxury of doing what I want, because it's my schedule, I take advantage of that. And it's like I can't do it.
What I think we're gonna probably end up doing is making like our buddy Larry at some point. He's
Larry
very
already has a
passionate
lot
about
on
what
his
we
plate.
do, and we're very grateful to have him part of our community. But to hold us accountable, to like say, hey, we're gonna post this a day. We're gonna, you know, the schedule. We're gonna start adding more things. I want to do a little bit more reactions,
Yeah.
and we add those to the YouTube. We're right on the cusp of being monetized on YouTube, which is amazing.
That felt good. That was really nice to see last night that our work is paying off on YouTube. We tried so hard on YouTube in the past and it just wasn't paying off. This podcast is working.
But have we actually spent a lot of time trying on YouTube in the past? I don't
Compared
think so.
to other platforms, I guess not.
Right. And I think now we have tried more. I mean, have we posted a vlog lately? No.
Have we been promoting this on our TikTok? No.
We need to. I feel like once people know that there's a spot where, because we get comments all the time like, hey, what about this? Like, what about this in your content? Or like, how did you figure this out? Like,
Oh,
all
that's
these
on
things.
our YouTube.
Well, exactly. But not just that. It's like there's so many people that want to know this. And I really don't think there's many creators that are opening up, really talking about how they feel and stuff. Yeah, we're going to get a little backlash for like saying this job is like stressful, right?
But any job is
Every
stressful.
I am agreeing. But in general, right? To the average Joe looking in, it's like, dude, you play video games and make videos for a living. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop being an idiot. Like, you're doing fine. You know what I mean? And you're doing something you love to do every day. And we have to remember that too, right?
Yes. No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get that, but we're not saying the video game part is gaming. It's the mental. I don't know how we can stress that. It's not the work that we are doing that is stressful. It's the I don't know what people say and shit. Like
That affects you more than it affects me.
well, I told you I stopped making the Tummy Tuesday videos because every time I got in front of food, people are calling me fat and stuff, and like I can't handle
Aly,
that.
those are the people that just, you know, th- they hate life. They do. They're just trying to bring
It
everyone
doesn't
else
matter,
down.
but like I'm not gonna sit here and act like shit doesn't affect me when
I think those people make it like when someone says those things to me, I'm like, I'm winning.
I don't feel that way.
It's like these people care enough to come into my stream and to try to fuck with me. I just literally tell them to go fuck themselves, and I keep it moving. I leave it at that. Be like, dude, thanks for the comment, man.
I mean,
You know, I'm sure your mom's really proud, right? And then like keep it pushing because at the end of the day, that view, that person, that whatever, if anything, those people bring our community together, right? Because they all like literally just shit on those people. But regardless, I think we need to hold ourselves accountable more. We say it all the time, but again, there's nothing wrong with trying to take a proactive approach. We talked about that. You enjoy that part of the business
yeah.
of finding deals and um, you know being proactive. Where in the past we were just like, oh, we'll just wait for people to email us.
Yeah, I'm not waiting anymore.
So like, there's a lot of things that you could do as a creator that again that you enjoy that no longer feels like work, right? So that work life balance becomes a little bit more cloudy because some work that you do you enjoy so much it doesn't feel like work. So like those hours feel like free time because you're doing something you're passionate about.
Yeah, but
But
now our free time feels like work because we always have to record or like if we're flying on a plane to go on a vacation, that vacation can somehow help us in our work life. So it's not vacation. Like if we go on there, we record the hotel, our experience, all that stuff, that gets views, that gets us money. But it's like, did we really enjoy our vacation because we can't put our goddamn phone down? This is such a privileged thing. This
no,
sounds like really entitled,
it's not.
but I'm
You
just trying to explain that.
Yes, it's very hard to put your phone down. It's very hard. It's like, hey, looking at the comments, looking at oh, this posted well. Let's try to post something like it. Like all these things are constantly going through
It
Aly's head.
eats me alive on a missed opportunity of content.
So I think you need. I think what I'm hearing is that you need to just feel that accomplishment or that like, hey, I accomplished something today, right?
Yes.
And I think it's honestly fucking ridiculous that you don't feel that way because the amount of work you put in and effort and I think you've been so accustomed to doing it on a daily basis that you don't feel like it's not a big deal anymore. But it is a lot. I would say 95% of people couldn't do with what you're doing, and I think it's just crazy to me that you're like, I think I need to do more. I'm like, okay, for an average human being, I don't know. I've worked with some real fucking shitheads in my life that literally just kind of do the bare minimum all the fucking time. They're spending hour breaks in the bathroom and all this shit because but they have no work ethic. They have no fucking passion in what they're doing or anything like that. That is the complete fucking opposite when I look at you on a daily basis. And yes, I know like stress and stuff adds to it, right? You like need to do it because like you want to make ends meet. I get it. But I think there's a lot more than that. You're always willing to put the work in. You're always, the hours. There's never a question that you weren't going to put the work in. And I think it's crazy that you're like, I feel like I need to do more. I just think you need to do a different more. You know what I mean? Because you obviously are not feeling that like that accomplishment feeling with what you're doing. I see it. I feel like you've accomplished a lot in the day, but that it doesn't matter how I feel. It's
Yeah.
how you feel. But I think being a little bit more proactive on the business end, right? For those that don't understand what we keep talking about with the business end, um, we keep getting told that we need to elaborate a little bit more about what we're talking about. So what I'm saying is, so a lot of the brand deals that we're getting right now, there's three different ways, right? So there's, you get an email through your link in bio because they like your profile, they see that you meet like their criterias or their demographic, they come to your channel, they want to contact you, they email you directly. Okay. Your management, if you have any, be careful with that management. You have to make sure you find ones that believe in you and, again, that aren't going to take advantage of you. They can have their contacts, they pitch you to their brands and their connections, and then that comes back to you. Okay, number two. Number three is that you take the proactive approach. Like, for instance, we do a lot of stuff with like Micro Center. That content does really well for us. HyperX, we're partnered with them now. Just, using your past videos as an argument for yourself. So you post the video about like my mustache or something like that with the goatee, and that's what ended up happening, right? So Aly took the proactive approach. Again, one of these things that most normal worker that would do the bare minimum wouldn't do. She goes and you good?
Yeah, man.
Sunburn. Okay.
I'm just all fucked up from that sun poisoning.
Okay. So those so sorry, I totally lost my train of thought.
Proactive approach with the
Proactive
mustache.
approach. So with the mustache thing, so I had the goatee after I shaved my mustache at 1 million. I let the goatee come back, and I was like, "This is getting too much. I want to shave it back to the stash." But like, we, instead of just doing it for the content, we are like, let's see if we can find a brand that would want to sponsor that to happen. Because again, it's a thing that if you're part of the community, knowing that the stash is coming back and all these different things, I think a brand would want to be associated with it. So Aly took the proactive approach. She started hitting up people's contacts. There's actually some companies that wanted to work with us when I had the stash initially. So then we hit those contacts back up, say, hey, look, these are what's coming. Do you have any ideas? Next thing you know, we get a lowball offer. And then after the lowball offer, we have a great offer that we ended up taking. You guys will see that content soon.
I'm happy you have to stick with your guns. And here's the thing. You can set your price in this industry. So the reason why the prices fluctuate so much is because some creators accept things for $100 and brands are not willing to pay more than $100 because they know people will do it for $100. But if you, what?
Well, I think to branch off on that, Aly, there's a lot of companies that lowball everybody because why wouldn't they take it? It's free money, and they're like, oh, it's easy to make that post. I can do it, right? But then there's it's hard because there's so many people that take that $100 deal, and then when you gets to you and you're like, oh no, like I want 500, right?
They're not going to pay you that because they know someone will do it for 100.
They might pay you that, but because that's what your value is, right? They might value at 2,000, but you ask for 500, but they're going to hit you with 100 first, seeing if you do it, right? And then if you come back and you're like, oh, I want $2,000, then they'll be like, oh, well, I don't think that's in our budget, blah, blah, blah. How about like 400?
So for instance, like for an example for us, someone offered us $500. We're like, nah, crazy to deny $500. But for the same type of post, that became $12,000. So we went from $500 to $12,000. That doesn't make sense. Some companies are willing to pay you, and you have to stick with your guns and say no.
Yeah.
Know your value, know your worth, and that's huge in this industry.
Yeah, and again, having a,
Danny wanted to take it.
No.
Kinda. You said you were like, if I miss out on this,
if I'm gonna do it anyway, and there's no other offers, why wouldn't you take it? Because I'm doing it anyway, right? I'm not saying, oh, I'm gonna shave it right now because they offered 500. Yeah. But if I was like, I can't take this goatee anymore, it's coming off tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, okay, deal, because I'd rather take something than nothing, right?
Yeah.
But then multiple opportunities like later, one really, they're like, look, full creative on you. We don't have any like criterias or anything. We just wanted to show the product, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, This
And
is
Danny and I had fun making the
it
post.
was great because again, a brand that lets you take the creative wheel and drive the boat to wherever you want it to go. That there's no other better feeling because you don't have to meet certain criteria or say certain things or all they wanted you to do is show the product and the before and after.
Yeah.
It was
And
a 2-post thing, easy peasy. We enjoyed doing it because again, we can come up with the funny idea and
those are moments when work is fun and
yeah.
streaming is fun, but it's not.
But again, once the fun, everyone's heard the saying, right? Like when you do something you love, you never work a day in your life, right?
Yeah.
I think there's different aspects of the job that you enjoy and the things that you don't enjoy.
Yeah.
When you're doing the things that you enjoy, I don't think it's work. I really don't. It doesn't
No.
feel it, right? I go live every day. It doesn't feel like work. There's some days I feel like I'm getting my face smashed in because I felt like I was a pretty good gamer, and then I'm just getting absolutely dumpstered, and I'm just like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. You
Yeah,
know?
but I feel like every time you don't think you're good at gaming, it's around the summertime when them kids are home.
I mean, these 12-year-olds nowadays are pretty gifted, you know. But I'm just saying, I feel like I think coming up, we got Tarkov Wipe, which is going to be like amazing. It's a fresh, it's something I can grind on a daily basis and feel comfortable playing. And I have a lot of hours in the game, so I'm excited about that. And Dylan's going to be grinding it with me. So
And me too.
and Aly's going to be trying Tarkov as well. So there's going to be some content that we're going to be making about,
New opportunities, new excitement.
yeah.
I'm ready to start moving.
Yeah, no, I think moving forward, I think there's a lot of games and a lot of stuff that's really starting to get me excited again about gaming. The Tarkov Wipe. I still obviously enjoy CS:GO. I'm in the process of selling a bunch of the knives and gloves
What?
and stuff to upgrade to like a really nice pair of gloves and a really nice
You
knife.
didn't tell me this.
Because I think those will hold value more than.
We have to talk about this another
But
time.
again, these are parts of my work that I really love that I don't feel like it's work. Like after this podcast, I'm gonna upload this stuff as it's uploading to YouTube. I'm gonna be in there working the market. Of the
And I'm
CS:GO
probably
market.
going to be sitting on the couch complaining about my headache and my skin.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get my water and all that stuff.
Yeah.
To bring it full circle here, and I want to again elaborate. We know we are in an amazing situation and we're blessed. And when we are complaining or we're having these little things, we know at the end of the day we love what we do and we never trade it for anything.
Yeah.
Right. But again, these concerns of consistent income and, where, business was probably a lot better than it is now, right?
Uh-huh.
For us. But again, we still, we're grinding, we're doing our thing. And I think we would, as a team, we get a little bit, down on ourselves sometimes when, we feel like we're not doing a lot. But I think there's still a lot that we do on a daily basis that we kind of just push away as doesn't feel like work, but it is work.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's a valid point.
Because you're not thinking about those things as like something you accomplished in the day. You're thinking that, oh, I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
But that's still work, right? Still loads the work bar to the top, right? So I think, again, a different aspect, different parts of your content career, there's different work-life balance. You have to figure out what works best for you. For us personally, it was a lot different than I think most because your significant other is probably not along for the ride like Aly was. She was diehard right there, right with me. And now it's just as much of a her journey as it is my journey. It's an us journey. It was like, hey, Danny, I'll support you in anything you need. And then it just evolved into couple content, Aly streaming now, me streaming now, YouTube videos, podcasts, her point of view, my point of view. I think people are very interested in kind of understanding how our relationship works, how our dynamic works in content and things. And we're trying to bring that to you here, right?
Yeah.
But again, everyone's situation is different. You have to really look yourself in the mirror and say, look, like, are you willing to sacrifice stuff? And, there's going to be maybe years that I sacrifice that with no results.
Yes.
Literally no results, streaming to 2-3 people. And then all it takes is a little bit of a pick me up by, someone like Aly for me, or maybe it's yourself and changing things up, or, you know, putting yourselves out there a little bit more, and, letting people into your lives and personal. But again, you need to find the balance that works best for you. And in the beginning, I don't think there's anything wrong with giving it everything you have, right? I think we did that, and I did that. I saw no friends. I did nothing outside of my house. Everything was about content and creating new
You have to shut
stuff
out
for
the
my stream.
noise from all the other people too. It's rough. It's
Yeah, you're gonna get the chirps like, "Oh, what are you doing? You're streaming to one person, two people. Like, why are you wasting your time?" All these things, because you have an end goal and
yeah.
you want to accomplish it, right? And I would do anything at that point to accomplish it. And thank God you came along, because I would probably still be doing what I was doing to know people. But again, once TikTok came into, we threw everything we could at it, everything, and I think it's worked out for the most part. We're here. We are allowed. We're doing this for a living.
Yeah.
Not everyone can say that they've accomplished that, right? And
I just when you say we're doing this for a living, I'm just thinking, for how long is this sustain? That's like
but yeah,
all my
Ali's
head.
talking about sustainability and all these different things. But again, as you gain credibility, gain, the response from the audience, these
Yeah.
brands want to work with you for multi-year deals. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And these become consistent income that makes you calm down and relax, right? Our biggest goal, obviously, is to accomplish and feel established enough to have a family, that we know that our content and, things are just kind of running themselves,
Yeah, that's
right?
the next goal. Like we need to work hard enough to be able to provide for a family. That's all I want.
Hmm.
There's nothing more that I want, to have a family and be a mom,
Nothing
and
means
we
more
need
to
to
me.
work
But
to get that.
as easy as it may be, like, oh, let's just have a kid, it's just not practical right now,
Yeah.
because there's still a lot of moving parts, right?
Hmm.
Once we become a fine oiled machine, we create content and we, establish enough that we can say, hey, Joe Schmo, edit these two things into a TikTok for the gaming channel. We're gonna take. I think we would still always take control of the
Yeah.
Danny and Aly content on TikTok.
Absolutely.
I
No,
don't think we
not
would
a
ever.
fucking person's
But
ever gonna
like
touch that.
gaming content on the Danny Bartok TikTok, I'll let that. I would probably maybe feel comfortable giving people footage for like vlog stuff, just to cut out the dead space. But our
Yeah.
personality shows up. CS:GO case openings, which I've been really enjoying, those do well on TikTok or on YouTube. So I would definitely feel comfortable giving those away.
Hmm.
Again, just showing our personality and our videos and stuff, that goes a long way, right? But again, right now we're doing it all ourselves. I'm thinking about bringing on an editor for like the minuscule stuff, the stuff that like tedious, like the CS:GO cases and the
We'll see. We don't know. We're gonna try out all these new things
yeah.
and get into a schedule, and we'll let you know what that schedule is that we decide that works best for us. But the main priority with this schedule is get our health in order,
Hmm.
make sure that we are happy getting our work done, and go to sleep at a reasonable time, and that we both feel like we did enough in the day.
Yeah. I almost want to like turn off, like set all of my electronics to like turn off at like 12:30 at night.
Right?
Just literally, they don't work.
We're on electronics all day for our work
And then I get in bed and then I'm
on our phone.
on our phone
Yeah.
or on the Rogue Ally or all these different things until my eyes just
Discipline. We need more discipline.
yeah. But I think once we get the schedule and then we're enjoying what we're doing during the day, I would feel a little bit more like if we woke up every day, unfortunately have to work out, right? Then
Why you like that?
and then after we work out, we like come in and then we spend like an hour and a half proactive LinkedIn networking, pitching ideas, doing
Yeah.
stuff. After that hour and a half, 2 hours, I would feel so confident and just be like, okay, we'll see what happens from those things.
Yeah, every day, see what happens. But now we're not putting anything to do the see what happens. We're waiting to see what
Yeah.
comes to us.
So I think it'll happen. And
Yeah.
I think our work balance is evolving. I think it will always be evolving, right? But I think as long as we stay true to the content we're making and we keep our journey,
Yeah.
we don't cut corners, we don't do our thing or not stop doing our thing, we'll be okay. I know it's stressful for you, a little less stressful for me because again, I feel like you accomplish so much in a day. and between the both of us, I think we do, right? You probably more than me.
Listen, I know we will figure it out. We
Yes.
will. We will. And once we do, things are going to be good.
Yeah. And I think, again, to all the listeners, I feel like I need to thank you guys because, again, a lot of this content helps us too, right? Because, again, yes, we communicate about it, but I think there's something more about being transparent with you guys about how we feel on a daily basis and why we feel a certain way.
Well, it's also helping me like with my mental. Like I've been feeling a
Yeah.
little
It's always nice
less
to talk to someone.
stressed, and I don't feel like my feelings are invalid anymore because people are leaving comments like that actually makes sense, and I'm like, thank you, because we don't have other people to talk to besides each other about this.
Reassurance that what we're doing is good, right?
Yeah.
We've been hearing it from people recently, which has been nice.
And we've helped. People are like, oh, this was helpful information. I didn't know you could do that. And that's really cool
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. No, and I've been trying to help people too. I'm trying to help a few people right now, like sell like expensive CS:GO knives because there's no like person that would guide them, right? And they're
I like doing the
new.
right thing. I like helping others.
Yeah, no,
And I like,
it all it's all good. And to be in a spot like this where I can help people, there's nothing but no better feeling,
yeah.
right? And so those little things, are fun. They don't feel like work,
Yeah, I agree.
and talking to my friends and playing with my friends every night doesn't feel like work.
It's not work. It's
Not.
fun.
It's like, holy
Yeah.
shit, I get to hang out with all my friends in that are in my chat, and half the time they're in my Discord or they want to play the next game or League or CS:GO or Tarkov or whatever. And it's just amazing, right? And I think we're our worst enemy sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but I think keeping ourselves honest and maybe not feeling accomplished is a good thing because it makes us want to work more, right?
Yeah.
But when I say work, it's again, you need to find things that you really enjoy. I'll find the things I really enjoy, and then we'll split the rest. And
Yeah.
it is what it is, right? But I think as we progress and hopefully continue to grow as content creators and grow our audience, our community, and our family, right? I think everything will just kind of fall in place.
It will.
But again, I think right now it's finding that schedule, finding the posts, the different content we're going to be making, try new things. I think we're going to try a reaction playlist on YouTube where we kind of react to stuff. Then Aly's point of view, my point of view.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good content. Obviously, we're gonna continue doing the podcast here. We try to upload them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is going to go up right after this. We're a little late from our 12 o'clock normal post time, but again, Aly with her sun poisoning, we had to do.
This is why we don't go outside.
Yeah, no, I'm not touching grass for a while.
Except for tomorrow because we're working out outside.
Can I be in my garage?
Thank you for watching this podcast.
Thank you, and thank you for listening to us. And sometimes it maybe feel like venting, but hopefully you guys gain some kind of
knowledge or
understanding about how all of what we do works and what's going on in our lives. And hopefully if you're a content creator yourself and you're starting to figure these things out and run into these issues, just know you're not alone. And if you ever need something, Discord DMs are always open and we can talk.
Alrighty. Thank you guys.
Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.
Peace up. A-Town. My face is so crispy.